Hello friends, Cyber here, with another Darkest Dungeon How to Use guide. Let's get the YouTube shit out of the way real quick. Hit the like button, it's going to help out immensely. Share with a friend, especially if you think they might enjoy this guide. And check me out on Patreon if you feel like it. Today we're going to take a look, deep dive into the Ringmaster. Let's take a look at her credits real quick. Zap did the art for this class. Koala did all the animation. Shay brought the sounds in, which are great, by the way. And Chasse incorporated their single-player Butcher Circus trinkets into this mod. The Holy Chicken did everything else. Yeah, so let's dive into her stats, I guess. Let's get straight to work. I tried to play a little bit long the other day, trying to find another level 0 Ringmaster to maybe show off, but no dice. So we're going to use this one. So let's start with her base stats. Her max HP at max resolve is 34, and I can only assume by the numbers that I do have written down that her HP base is 18 at the outset. So it's a little low. It's like right around the Jester and Occultist level, that kind of range. It's not quite as bad as the Antiquarian, and it progresses a little better. So she's a little squishy as far as health is concerned. Let's see, her dodge is above average, starts out with 10, and she'll progress all the way up to a 30 at max resolve. Same kind of dodge tracking as a Highwayman, Hellion, that kind of thing. Her speed is above average. It is also tracking like a Hellion. It's above average. It's 4 to a 6 at max resolve. Accuracy mod, mine is unfortunately inflicted with rabies, but maybe I want that. Let's see. Critical. I believe this starts at 5%. Because at max resolve it's 9, and it usually tracks by a percent a level. This is pretty high, actually. It's the second highest in the vanilla game. It's, tied with a few people. I think Hellion is also one of those. Damage-wise, I believe she tracks up the whole way like a Highwayman, so she's got some formidable damage-dealing capacity as well. So you'll notice she's kind of a jack-of-all-trades in the stat department, minus the fact that she's a little squishy. What isn't readily apparent is that when she goes below 50% HP, she will activate Riposte. And it doesn't stop. It is active until she is no longer under 50% HP. So there's no turn count, and yada yada yada. So you can probably gear her to be like a death blow kit, or to have regen healing in the party, that kind of thing, and it might turn out really, really good. She also has a higher death blow base value than normal. Figured I'd point that out as well. She only needs to make up 12% to reach the maximum, so that's pretty nice. Another thing to know that won't be readily apparent by this sheet here is she has custom affliction and virtue, and the chances of those are 75% her affliction and 25% for her virtue. Those are not alterable by any mods that you might be running on your team. So if you're running like I run a 50-50 mod on mine. She will not. She plays by her own rules, so to speak. But her affliction, barbaric, it's not terrible. She'll get a buff in the speed department and the damage department, but she'll also kind of go ham just damaging your party members. It's not fun if she kills somebody, but it's quite quirky and it fits this crazy zany character. So, and otherwise, Exultant is, I believe, a boost to a couple of her stats as well, and she just won't get put down. I don't know how else to describe it. I didn't look into these too terribly much, just to know that they're there. Alright, well, let's go into her combat skills. That's really the bread and butter of how to kit her. She's got a lot of versatility. Start with Last Laugh. It is a melee attack usable from the front 2 ranks, usable on the front 2 ranks of the enemy party. It's got an accuracy base of 100 at this resolve level, so it's average, looks like. And it's got a crit mod of plus 8%. That is a hefty crit mod, especially when she's already got, like at this level she's got resolve, or at this resolve level she's got crit 8, so she's going to crit a decent chunk. And it'll cause bleed at the normal base rate for 3 points a round for 3 rounds. And it does 100% crit if the target is below 40% HP. So she really likes to kill people when they're almost dead. She likes to take people out, and 100% crit is nothing to bat an eye at. It's a decent chunk. Flummox, which I use as not terribly a lot, but a decent chunk of the time. Flummox is usable from rank 2, 3, or 4, and it's usable on ranks 2, 3, and 4 on the other side. It's a ranged attack with an accuracy base of 105, a damage mod of negative 75%, and a crit mod again of plus 8. It's a stun with normal base value, and it debuffs the target minus 4 speed, also at the normal base value. So this is a good. A speed debuff is really useful. Now, if you can put this on some guy in round 1 or round 2, the chances of them outspeeding you in round 3 are not very good, especially because her above average speed, and you've got a whole party to help you out. So that's always nice. It's the stun's the primary focus of this move, though. Grand Entrance is her third move. It is usable from either of the back ranks, and you can target any enemy with it. It's a melee attack. She moves forward 2 spaces into one of the front 2 ranks, and it's an accuracy base 100 with a full damage and crit mod of plus 10%. It has a normal base value chance to knock the enemy back 2 squares, and it does an additional plus 22% damage on the first round. I believe that goes up to somewhere around 25 at max resolve. Yeah, it does. So, it's a pretty significant chunk, so if you want to start off a combat with this, by no means is that a bad plan. I have other preferences for how to run her, but it's pretty dope. Her fourth ability is Kneel. It's only usable from the very front rank, and it's usable on the second, third, or fourth rank on the enemy side. It's a ranged attack with an accuracy base of 115, so it's damn accurate. It doesn't, by normal standards, do damage. It bypasses guard, breaks guard, and makes it so the enemy can't be guarded, with an insanely high base, so it won't fail you in that regard. It will pull them forward at a pretty decent base, and it will apply buffs to yourself, 4 speed and 68% damage dealt. This is not a bad way to start off if you just want to put her in the front and make her beat brains in. It's not how I use her, but she can go real, true barbarian with this, and it's actually kind of scary. Her fifth ability, I use a shit ton. It is fan favorite. It's usable from any rank, and you target an ally. You buff them for 23% damage dealt, 11% crit, and every time they get a monster kill, everyone else in the party recovers stress with a 50% chance. This can also, I'll talk about it more later, this will also trigger custom quirks on the target of this spotlight. Fan favorite shines a spotlight on someone, and the more kills they can rack up with that spotlight on them, the more they'll benefit in the future. So they'll get a quirk that, well, we'll talk about a bit later. This next ability is called Barry and Leon, which is evidently the name of her puppets. It is usable from anything but the front rank, and it recovers stress. It recovers 8 stress at this level, somewhere around 10 at max level. And it buffs yourself for 23% stress relief skills bonus. So every time you use it, you will gain more returns from the next time you use it. I believe the buff lasts standard somewhere around 3 rounds. So I find that near the end of like more troubling battles, if I'm really spamming this to stress heal somebody, it's doing somewhere around like 13 stress healing around the mid to end of those rounds. So, you know, I find she can be, in the long haul, every bit as potent as a jester when you couple it with her other, you know, stress healing factors. And her final combat ability, Take a Bow. It's usable from rank 1 or 2. You move back all the way to the back, and you impart buffs on yourself. Just looking at this, it looks a little confusing, but basically the way to look at it is this buff of 18% damage and 9 accuracy and 7 crit. You take a debuff and a buff that are equal in the current battle. What this does is it gives you those bonuses for the next combat. So if you do this in the first combat in your dungeon, it'll be like it'll be a wash. You won't technically get a benefit that battle, but your next battle will benefit. And also it'll stress heal all your allies for -6, and you'll just kind of hop to the back of the party. It's a weird conga line shit. So, combat-wise, she's got a lot of utility, and she's got variants of roles she can fulfill because of that. She can, you know, just buff allies, focus on that, or she can be a focused stress healer dedicated to that cause, or you can just hit fan favorite, maybe hit this, and just, as a byproduct of getting kills, accomplish stress healing. So, or you can just go full barbarian, run up to the front, and just start hammering people's skull in, which she excels at. Let's go into her custom camping skills. She's got the generic first 3 that most classes do. This first one I use a lot because I love these trinkets. But it's the prize box. Time cost 3, and you produce a Ringmaster trinket, of which there are 103 that Chasse transferred over to the single player game, and they're in this mod. So that's fun. I use this a lot. I always make sure that there's enough time points when I'm camping to accomplish this. Coin Flip is her second camping skill. It's a time cost 4 ability, and it is a chance thing. The party, I believe, rolls these separately. Most of the listed abilities that have a 50% chance and a list of them like this roll separately, so I assume this one does. It's a 50% chance to give you 15 dodge for 4 battles, and a 50% chance to add 2 speed for 4 battles. So you could have one party member get both of these. You could have one party member get the speed and one party member get nothing. But all 4 of you roll individually on this, and it could be really, really beneficial. The third ability is Entertain. It's a time cost 3 ability, and all your companions recover 10 stress and get a buff to take -10 stress for the next 4 battles. I find if I got 3 points, there's not really a better way to utilize it if you still have stress on at that point in camping. So, I mean, I find this is also helpful if you are with a shield breaker and you know the nightmare triggered. You can kind of pop this, recover everybody's stress a bit, and be preparing the shield breaker already for the nightmare to come. So that's always nice. Prestigious Aura is her final camping skill. It is also time cost 3, and it gives a plus 20 blight resist for 4 battles, a plus 20 bleed resist for 4 battles, and a plus 8% death blow resist for 4 battles to all of your companions. If they're having a hard time, or if you think you're going to run into things, hell, if you think you're definitely going to run into, like, a shambler fight, for instance, probably good to use this beforehand. If you're going to fight any boss that might blight, bleed, or otherwise maim your party, probably best to throw that on. Alright, now that we've seen all of her skills a bit, building a party with her, I mean, I wouldn't exactly say you build a party around her, but she's so versatile that she can fill many of the roles you would want in combat anyway. Like, if you need a melee attacker, she can fill that. If you need a stress healer, she can do that. She's also benefiting with stun and party buffs, so frankly, she can handle most of the jobs. She fits into a lot of parties pretty easy, so I would not think over much about how to build a party around her. I would build to other pieces and throw her in and see what happens. Just know ahead of time what kind of kit you're going to put on her, because that'll tell you where to line her up and what to expect and all that stuff. Let's get into those quirks real quick. I find there's not a real set way to equip her with quirks. I have one up here that has like a weird smorgasbord of good stuff. Just because of the groups I run her with, Fairweather Fighter does good, but overall, I think boosting her speed, especially in that first round, is really beneficial, so maybe focus on that. If you're using her for damage, there's plenty of good ways to do that. Warrior of Light or Slugger. If she's hitting that much, you're probably better off running with Precise Striker for the crit bonus. But overall, her custom quirks, like I said, when you target people with fan favorite, the spotlight gets on them, and the more kills they rack up with the spotlight in that battle and future battles and future dungeons will unlock a custom quirk called Sideshow Act. And what it does is it makes it so when you get a crit and you have that quirk, the stress heal you can give to your allies is a little more available. It'll happen more often, but more importantly, it will stress heal for a bigger amount. So that's always nice, and it increases your crit chance by, I think, standard is 5, which is pretty good for a quirk. But if you continue using it on someone with Sideshow Act, and they continue to get kills and rack that shit up, in the future it will progress to other quirks. It'll progress to Support Act, and then finally Headline Act. And those will both have the same effects, but to a greater degree. So you'll end up, if you have Headline Act, it'll end up giving you, I think, a plus 9% to your crit value, which is pretty ferocious. The last thing I want to talk about before we take her out into the dungeon is trinkets. There's no real right or wrong way, I find, to trinket her. It really depends on how you plan to run her. If you run her like me and you're just focusing on stress healing, and right now I'm still focusing on just getting her quirks to land on classes I plan to use a lot, you know? So, a lot of fan favorite, a lot of Barry and Leon, and everything else is just kind of in the mix wherever it fits. But I highly suggest, if you're thinking about adding this mod, to look at the Steam page and scroll down and look at all the trinkets that are kindly listed there for you, and maybe you'll find one that inspires you into a way to play her, or into a way to theory craft her party. Because most of her trinkets alter or empower how her different skills work. So you may stumble across one that goes, hey, wait, Neil now does this? That's pretty insane. I might try that. Because otherwise you might not have originally wanted to play her in the front rank, but now it benefits you. So let's put the kit on that I'm going to use for this first fight. And I think I know what dungeon I'm going to send these guys to. Hey now. Oh, I didn't give you your thingies though. Just kidding. I was totally ready. Alright. Well, fuck it. I'm just gonna grab everything. I don't really want to waste time. I've got plenty of money, so it doesn't matter.
These salt-soaked caverns are teeming with pelagic nightmares. They must be flushed out.
Alright. So, I'm gonna go with a standard 3 combats is my goal to show you kind of how she works. But I'm also gonna try and, if I remember, I could instantly forget, that would be hilarious. I'm gonna try and remember here to change her kit after the first battle and kind of show a little taste sample of the different ways she can go crazy. Oh, well, you, I guess. Oh, thanks. That was very helpful. I just wish it were a quirk I would use. But I am going to focus on fan favorite because I'm still trying to unlock. I believe I want it on Tifa here. Yeah. I want Tifa to land Sideshow Act. I'm hoping I can show that off too. Aha! Get wrecked. Nope, I'm gonna stun. Yeah. Alright.
Precision and power.
Alright, fan favorite. Yeah, she got really unlucky on that turn order roll, but also everyone on this team is fast as fuck, aside from her, so that could be a problem. So if you really want turn 1 kills, but you want to guarantee that fan favorite is up, pair her with somebody slower, like a Crusader or even a Leper, I think is slow enough to just get a kill turn 1 and still maybe proc that fan favorite quirk. I can't. I can't. I hate you. I'm gonna die to that, and so I won't get a kill. I hate you.
Unforgiving.
I hate you. So we get 1 kill.
Great is the weapon that cuts on its own.
We get 1 kill with Tifa. That's not good at all. Who knows? Maybe I'll get lucky, and that first kill will be enough. It'll end the fight, so it's not even gonna proc the stress heal either. That's something to keep in mind, that fan favorite, you get a kill with it, you will stress heal your allies, unless it's the last kill and the combat ends.
Their formation is broken. Maintain the
You'll notice none of them are getting a stress heal from that.
This expedition at least promises
Now,
success.
that can definitely be dealt with, and normally there'll be corpses. Normally you won't be running a blight-heavy team like I am. You have some negatives. So do you. I think I'm going to get rid of mine here. Ka-cha! Deviant taste was removed. You no longer like weird things. Weird, unspeakable
Another
things.
mariner, another misfortune.
Oh, damn it, the light went out. I didn't check. I'm not careful enough. See? Alright. Well, the only one I can hit is you. That was an easy choice. They don't make them that easy anymore. Alright, well, I'm gonna blight the back, I think. Okay, Tifa, get some kills this time. I'm really sorry I failed you last time.
Gently. This is how a life.
That slug is as good as dead. The slug is gonna get 1 turn to do damage and then he's toast. Oh no! Oh, to the no! Why did you do that? Alright, this is where I leave Tifa in the second rank. They do an intricate dance together. It's pretty nice. Alright, let's get a heal on. Why not? Because I don't want him to die to his blight. I want Tifa to kill him. Just wondering if Tifa's going to do enough damage to bypass all that prod.
Press this advantage. Give them no quarter.
Got a couple of options. Oh wait. You know what? Let's get some chip damage in before. Oh, nah, she only has somersault to choose from. Should be fine. Should be fine. I want her to land kills. Is the thing. Oh, are you kidding? You 1 HP son of a bitch. All right. See how you know how I mentioned I would instantly forget to switch up the tactic with her? I did. I fucking did. Another option is, because this works so well for round 1, I'm gonna do that, and then I'm gonna wreck some fools in the front. And there's also, you can do that. Man, that's an interesting... Whatever. I'll run with something weird. Hey, I believe you had negatives to get rid of. Is that the last one? It is. Alright, Korra. Let's do one more fight. Yeah? Oh, there's nothing over here. Fuck a duck. Sometimes these dungeons thwart me so.
Terrors may indeed stalk these shadows, but
I just
yonder,
wanted the treasure.
a glint of
Nothing
gold.
else really matters. I know. I know you're scared of walking backwards. I get it. It's scary. You like imagine there's a stairway behind you and you're about to tumble down it 2 flights of stairs into the city hall. And then everyone's gonna laugh at you, call you names and shit. I'm way too fucking tired to be making this video right now. Okay, who's the disarmer? It's you. I would not normally advise putting, like, trap disarm stuff on her. She's not bad at it, but, if you're gonna make her a damage dealer, kit to that. If you're gonna make her a stress healer, kit to that. It's kind of a waste. But because I'm playing with mods that give me 3 trinket slots, I have the room to do that. On some, you know, some characters it's a little more beneficial to make the room for that. Alright, we're nearing the 3rd combat. I'm surprised they made me wait this long.
The way is lit. The path is clear.
I still only have the one option to hit. My god, they're making it easy on me. Alright, let's get some blight on.
The ground quakes.
How do you like to bleed, Mr. Crabman? Do you like it? Didn't think so. Well, turn 1, grand entrance.
Dazed. Reeling. About to break.
She's a riot swinging with her puppets, but that miss to start things off, that's perfect. I'm here to show you how to use the character. I'm not showing you how to miss with a character. That's ridiculous. Oh yeah, I can cure the bleed with this. I'm gonna do that. I typically wouldn't be risking it right here, especially with a Tifa I plan on keeping as long as I can. Ooh, I can't even hit, but you I can. You know what?
Confidence surges as the enemy crumbles.
Then I'm gonna hit you with Final Heaven to end it.
Masterfully.
Did I get the stun? I did. Hell yeah. So you should survive all that shit, and then Tifa can take you out next round. You, sir, are a mean fish man. Well, let's hit the fan favorite on Tifa and see if I can last minute fix that shit. But yeah, you can like leap in from the back ranks and start pummeling people from up here, and even in the front you can use fan favorite So it's not bad. You just can't use flummox from the very front. So that's really the only thing you're losing out on, as far as my normal kit, that is.
Decimated.
Please go first, Tifa. Yeah.
The bigger the beast, the greater the glory.
Nah, I didn't get lucky. No sideshow. No sideshow act on the first kill.
Foolish horrors.
No dice.
Brought low and driven into the mud.
So, that is a little bit of how to use the Ringmaster. If you're curious, I encourage you to try it for yourself. She's very versatile and she does a lot of weird ass shit. I didn't even get to show off her stuns. And I mean, technically, I didn't show off her grand entrance either. Neil has a lot of utility, especially with one of her trinkets that I can't off the top of my head think of. But, yeah. Anyway, just a reminder, hit that like button if you haven't already. Share it with a friend. Check me out on Patreon if you feel like it. We should have another class guide next Wednesday. I'm probably... I can't say I'm going to take requests, but I'm now all ears for requests on what class to cover next. Next Wednesday I'll be up with another class guide, and Saturday I will be another episode of the Let's Play. So tune in. Thanks for watching. Stay frosty.
Doesn't matter who's the master.